これで僕らは永遠に。
Isekai, the genre where getting hit by a truck is basically a job application. Sure, not every new one is a masterpiece, but some recent gems have absolutely leveled up. So grab your overpowered skills and reincarnated pet slime, because here are the top 10 newest Isekai anime that you absolutely need to watch ASAP. To start off the list, we have The Beginning After the End. Now this being on the list alone proves that Isekai fans have not been eating the best stuff recently. So I'll put it straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat a review for this one. It doesn't matter in what spot I'll be putting it in the list, because even if it's number 1, I'll still be talking trash about this piece of crap. So The Beginning After the End is one of the best anime stories I have ever read, and one of the best manhwas I have also ever read. It finally gets an anime. Should be great, right? Like, what could possibly go wrong? Well, everything. Apart from starting off as a ripoff of Mushoku Tensei, the story had everything to make it one of the best anime of 2025, but it looks like Studio A-Cat had other plans. Every episode just increases my respect for Blue Lock Season 2 and Uzumaki. Every show other than this season just put up a more shameful tag on this, cause you know you are cooked when a freaking slice of life show looks 100 times better than you. It's just PNG and JPEG sliding across the screen for 20 freaking minutes. The best animated episode to date was episode 3. And it looks mid at best, and it deserves to have the best animation because you have one of the strongest characters of the series going toe-to-toe against each other. And I have run out of the words to say to this show because it simply looks lazy. I'm not going to be properly reviewing the plot because I've already ranted long enough, so go check out my previous videos if you want to hear about it, but just good grief. It's my biggest disappointment and I just don't know how it'll end up, but for now it looks like The Beginning After the End will be my biggest disappointment of 2025. And the fact that it actually has become popular in Japan is just wild, but anyway, starting that off, now that we have that out of the way, let's hop on into the next one. Next at number 9, we have the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. Well, I guess just like that, I don't need to explain the plot anymore. I'm still gonna do it. Go watch Domestic Girlfriend if you don't want to listen, but our main guy is an ordinary as they come. No tragic backstory, no revenge arc, no secret bloodline. What he does have is an absurd ability to order modern goods in a medieval world. It's like watching Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill, but with a more grounded dad joke energy. He's the kind of guy who'd rather compare rice cookers than fight dragons. The story doesn't rush, it lets you savor every reaction from locals when they first encounter things like instant ramen or shampoo. The pacing feels gentle, deliberate, and full of little joys. It's slow, oddly soothing, and strangely addictive. So want to watch something simple and soothing? Try this one, it just might suit your flavor. Why the hell does it sound like I'm a salesman selling groceries? Then at number 8 we have I'm the Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire. A flashy, ego-fueled space opera where the main character thinks he's the villain, but the universe keeps rewarding him like he's the hero. Yeah, that's basically the plot. I didn't have any catchphrase to start this one, so I used the plot. I'm pretty smart, right? No? Anyway, the protagonist, a reincarnated noble who wants to be a cruel overlord, ends up building one of the most just and admired empires in the galaxy, entirely by accident. It's a comedic inversion of Code Geass logic. Instead of sacrificing your soul for the greater good, you act like a jerk and unintentionally spark a golden age. It's not subtle, and the show leans into its absurdity with Gintama-level confidence. Every time the Evil Lord makes a villainous decision, like cutting taxes or improving infrastructure because he thinks it'll lead to chaos, the galaxy cheers! They cheer him on. The tech, the battles, the politics, all of it pops. So overall, this show is chaotic, crispy, and self-aware. But it's the humor that seals the deal. So I bet you if you enjoy some good humor, you would love it. Then at number 7, we have possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. This show doesn't scream for your attention, it whispers for it. And that's exactly its strength. This anime plays the long game, playing down roots in a quiet corner of the isekai genre that feels more subtle and cozy. It's not about brute force or world domination, it's about mastering the delicate art of alchemy and turning subtle craft into real power. The protagonist isn't an overpowered fighter or a misanthropic loner. They're methodical, curious, and obsessively dedicated to the art of creation. It's like Dr. Stone, stripped of the science lectures and soaked in fantasy, all about building, refining and transforming the world through study and skills. Unlike so many isekai, this series respects the grind. There are no super rare cheat skills, everything is earned, one potion at a time. And I don't know why, but I got Ancient Magus Bride vibes from this one. It's weird because the concepts of the shows are drastically different, but let me know what vibes you get from it, and check it out if you haven't already. It's quite refreshing. After that, at number 6, we have Chillin' in Another World with level 2 super cheat powers. This anime is One Punch Man meets Arifureta, but filtered through the lens of a guy who just wants to live a peaceful life, but got handed the kind of cheat code that could nuke continents. It's a comedy-action hybrid that plays with the isekai formula like it's a toy box, and it mostly works because it doesn't take itself too seriously. The idea is simple, and the protagonist gets summoned to another world, gets booted for being too weak, but surprise, his level 2 power is completely busted. Classic underdog setup, but it's a refreshing take because instead of angst or revenge, the guy just wants to chill. The show doesn't shy away from absurdity. You get huge monsters turned to dust in one hit, political drama squashed by a single conversation, and villain arcs that collapse under the weight of a casual shrug. It's not trying to be deep, it's trying to be fun. So watch it if you're in for that. Then at number 5, we have No Longer Allowed in Another World. So this isn't your average isekai fluff. It's dark, biting, and unapologetically weird. Cause this is about a guy who ends up being isekai'd, but the problem is that dude wants to unalive themselves. Our protagonist isn't some teen with a harem route waiting for him. He's a washed up author dragged from post-war nihilism into a fantasy world that frankly has no idea what to do with him. He's basically Dazai, but more depressed. What sets this series apart is how it weaponizes the usual isekai tropes against themselves. Instead of gaining godlike powers, the protagonist becomes a bizarre kind of deadweight. There's a special kind of brilliance in how this show flips the genre on its head without turning it into parody. It's not Konosuba, it isn't here to hold your hand or offer comfort, it's here to remind you that sometimes even in another world you're still carrying yourself. And that might be the heaviest baggage of all. So give it a try, you might really like it, especially if you're in the Dazai phase of your life. Next at number 4, we have Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. This series is a cozy fantasy at its finest. So a modern man meets a graceful elf from another world, and instead of saving kingdoms or slaying beasts, they eat ramen, visit shrines, and stumble into quiet human connections. The elf, clearly from a high fantasy realm, brings the wonder and Japan brings the healing. Only if she visited the 1940s. Just kidding, don't cancel me please. So the tone is soft but never dull. You'll get peaceful vibes from the beginning to the end, and the magic isn't in the explosions or monsters. It's in the daily rituals. Watching fireworks, learning how to use a washing machine, or sharing hot pot. The relationship between the leads never leans into weird power dynamics or tired tsundere beats. Instead, it builds trust over shared experiences. The pacing takes its time, but you can never truly complain about it. The show thrives in creating a cozy and chill environment. So, if you watch this one, I promise you, you will have a great time. After that, in the third spot, we've got From Bureaucrat to Villainous. Dad's been reincarnated. Now, that's what I call a weird title. Anyways, this isekai takes the tired villainous trope and flips it on its head by tossing in an unexpected wild card. A middle-aged dad reincarnated as his own daughter's nemesis. If that sounds insane, it's cause it is, but it works. What makes this series sing is the protagonist's total mismatch with the world he's reborn into. He's not some teen with revenge in his heart. He's a tax office veteran with a love for spreadsheets and pension plans. Now trapped in the frilly body of an aristocratic villainess, he decides to apply cold, bureaucratic logic to the cutthroat politics of noble society. And for once, here the comedy doesn't rely on tired gender swap gags, it digs into the absurdity of reincarnation and the sheer power of adult experience in a world full of teenagers making bad choices. The result is a surprisingly touching satire on generational wisdom, parenting, and second chances, all wrapped in velvet and lace. So be sure to watch it and have a sweet time. Then in the second spot of today's list, we have The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. So this anime throws out the traditional support role handbook and replaces it with a training arc that feels like Demon Slayer's final selection fused with Naruto's Rock Lee energy. Relentless, brutal, and full of underdog grit. Our protagonist gets pulled into a fantasy world, but instead of becoming a frontline fighter, he's handed the healer role. Classic bait and switch. The twist? Healing magic is used as a tool to push the body beyond its limits. Want to sprint for hours without stopping? Heal the fatigue away. Want to fight with broken bones? Heal mid-battle. It's masochistic, genius, and completely unhinged. The pacing feels like My Hero Academia's early seasons. Every milestone matters. Every scar tells a story. And the world around him doesn't slow down to accommodate his growth. It pushes back, hard. So overall, it's a pretty fun show. So give this one a try, you might just have a good time. But at the top spot of today's list, we have The Weakest Tamer Began a Journey to Pick Up Trash. On paper, it sounds like a joke, but in execution, this actually feels really decent. It's one of the survival stories that quietly grows on you. This show takes the useless protagonist trope and turns it inside out. Our heroine is born with the weakest possible skill, taming. Worse, she can only tame creatures nobody else wants. So she adapts one broken thing at a time. She starts with a slime. Not a battle-hardened one, just a blob of goo and personality. But where others chase status and strength, she builds a life from scraps. Trash becomes tools. Useless monsters become allies. Every choice she makes feels small, but deliberate. Every bit of progress carries emotional weight, so it's basically Pokemon, but with a more mature tone. And no one wants to be the very best here, so it's overall a very melancholic and soothing watch. So if you're looking for something like that, give this one a shot. Well, that's the list for today, guys. If you were able to make it this far, please be sure to comment down below on which anime you think should have been on this list. And also, don't forget to hit that like button. And also, if you've been here a while, but haven't subscribed to the channel, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And hey, don't forget to press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.